Typhoons Karina and Teng in the southwest monsoon visited so much misery, death, damage that led to lost days of productivity and revenue in the hundreds of millions. Little wonder the enactment of a waste-to-energy proposed piece of legislation weighs on the president's mind, given how efficient garbage disposal translates to less or no flooded streets and little reason to call off work or school. Our Kenneth Paciente tells us more on today's 6th LEDAC Huddle.
At the 6th Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council or LEDAC meeting presided by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., he emphasized the urgent passage of the Waste-to-Energy Bill to address flooding in the country. He said the passage of this bill is necessary, especially since it will play a significant role in the government's flood control program. The president said that this is no longer just about wastes, but more so about the flood control effort. The president also pushed for the reorganization of water management in the country through the establishment of the Department of Water Resources during the LEDAC meeting. This department will focus on water management processes, especially now that the country is experiencing the effects of the climate change. The president also told the Senate that Malacanang will issue a separate executive version of the Department of Water Resources bill, which the upper chamber will take up for debate. Meanwhile, the Senate and Congress continue to work hard to pass the priority legislations under the Marcos Jr. administration. In fact, 19 of the 64 common legislative agenda priority measures of the administration have already been enacted into law, thanks to the cooperation of the Senate and Congress. Senate President Cheese Escudero and House Speaker Martin Romualdez shared that they will strive to pass the remaining priority bills before the Christmas break. As of now, only 5 bills remain in the Senate, while 2 legislative priority agenda items remain in the House of Representatives.
I'm glad that Senator Cheese Escudero brought some clarificatory issues that have been ironed out at the LEDAC, and we are looking forward to its progress and soon to be passage, at least on the part of the House.
Congress will also focus on the 2025 budget. The Senate assured it will be passed on time despite the ongoing hearings in the Senate.
It has always been passed by the Senate in time before we go on recess. But to address your question directly, the Senate has entered into a G2G agreement with the PICC, whereby we were able to add or get 5 rooms because we only have 6 in the Senate, to enable members of the Senate chairing the various committees to be able to do their respective hearings without affecting the budget process that we are currently undertaking.
Regarding the issue of the budget hearing for the office of the Vice President, Congress members will try to reach a consensus on the appropriate action to take, especially given many of them are calling for VP Sara to resign from her position due to her repeated absences from the budget deliberations. The Senate and House of Representatives are confident President Marcos Jr. will sign the 2025 proposed national budget before Christmas to fund various government programs for the Filipino people. Kenneth Paciente from the National TV Network for a new and better Philippines.